Parsha Noach, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rebbe Yitzchok Zatzal. In the end of this week's Parsha, it speaks about the birth and the descendants, the offspring of all the children of Noach, Shem, Chom, and Yofes. And then it says, Shem had 5 children. He had Elam, Ashur, Achpashad, Lud, and Aram. 5 children. And then, a few psukim later, it starts all over again. It says, and Shem had Arpachshad. And it says, he was born Shnasayim Achar Hamabel, 2 years after the flood. Comes Rebbe Yitzchok and asks a couple of questions there. That how come only by the 3rd child, Arpachshad, of Shem, does it say exactly the time he was born, 2 years after the flood? Not by the first one of Elam, not by Ashur, only by Arpachshad. Why? And also, what's the diuk in the pasuk where it says it was exactly 2 years after the Mabel? Why 2? Why not 1? Why not 3? Everything has a exact meaning. And also, every name in the Torah, every word, every spelled out with a certain amount of letters, has a meaning. Ar, Pachshad, Aleph Reish, Pei Chof, Shin Dalet. What's the meaning of those letters in the name of Ar Pachshad? And also, he was the 3rd, we said before. And also explains Rebbe Yitzchok, I'm not going to go into it now, this part, it fits also, why was it Shem? From all the Shem, Chom, and Yofes that had this child, etc. Now the Torah is spelling out now all the 10 generations from Noach till Avram Avinu. That's the end of this parasha, which is Terach. Terach was his father. 10 generations. Explains Rabbi Yitzchok that there is a concept, and we all know, which is called Olam Atoyu and Olam Atikun. Olam Atoyu is a world of chaos. Hashem is concealed in the world, and the world has no structure, and that's why you had in this week's Parsha, the whole Parsha is all about the Mabel, was a total breakdown and a chaos of the world, destruction. The people weren't ethical, moral. From all sides, it wasn't between man and man, man and God. It was a crazy world. And then the end of the Parsha, you have the Tower of Babel. Also, they fought against the Eibishter. So the entire Parsha speaks about a time of great chaos. Olam Atoyu. And this is what the Pasuk wants to emphasize. From Shem, not from Chom, not from Yofes, but from Shem will come out descendants, and from them will start the world of Tikkun. Will correct the world. We're going to transform from the negative, from the Toyu, and make it into Tikkun. Eventually, that happened by Avram Avinu's birth. Hashem started the Yidden, then gave us the Torah, and that will bring the world to Tikkun. It will elevate and connect back the world with Hashem and bring the world to its proper place. And this is the hint over here, what the Torah wants to say, Shnasayim Achar Mabel, only by Arpachshad, the 3rd one, that he was born 2 years after the flood. Something very special about 2 years. So first, we said before, Arpachshad was the 3rd, Elam, Ashur, and then Arpachshad. We find all over in the Torah that the 3rd is always very special. It has to do also with Tikkun. Moshe Rabbeinu was the 3rd. In the Ovis, Avram, Yitzchok, Yankov, also Yankov was the 3rd. From him, basically, was the one who corrected the world. From all his children, from Avram Avinu came out Yishmael, and from Yitzchok came out Esau. So it wasn't complete. But from Yankov, as the expression Mitosei Shlema, all his children went in his path. So the real Olam Atikun was in the 12 Shvatim. That's the 3rd, which is Yaakov. And this is what the Torah wants to say over here. Shem had 5 children. The 3rd one was Arpachshad. From him only came out Avram Avinu, which is Olam Atikun. Now look at this beautiful thing. Said Rabbi Yitzchok, the gematria, the numerical value of the name Arpachshad is 605. 605 is also spells out the word Horas. We say in davening Hayoim Haras Olam. Today we say Rosh Hashanah is the birth of the world. So Haras, hey, Reish Tav 605 symbolizes birth. The world will come into a new birth, a new time, a time of tikkun, elevation, not this chaos that was in the time of the Mabul. Now, says Rabbi, this is the hint in the Pasuk of 2 years after the Mabul. We all know, the Gemara says that when a woman has a child, brings life into the world, the first 2 years, which we call under the name of the nursing period, the child has its greatest growth. It grows more than those 2 years, more than what it grows in the entire life. And the strength and the establishment of that baby, how it becomes able to walk and eat and feed itself and etc., is after the nursing period. So the nursing period shows that this is the new establishment of this wonderful child, this wonderful baby. Now the Gemara says a very interesting line. In Bchoros, Daf Vov and Beis, the Gemara says that we all know that during the nursing period, a woman doesn't have her cycle, the monthly cycle. The Gemara says, Dam nekar v'naseh cholav. The blood, like spoils or something in the hormones, it changes over from the blood into the milk. And that's why during that period, Hashem made that when she nurses the child, it's pure, it's milk. Blood is not kosher, you can't drink blood. Hashem changes over that blood, that dam, naseh cholav, it turns into milk, and that's of course kosher, and that's what builds the child. That's Olam HaTikun. So we're changing over for something that by itself, the blood, it's not kosher, and Hashem changes it over into something very powerful. And this is symbolizing the same concept of before there was a time of chaos, and now we're changing it over into a world of tikkun. So Hashem wanted a hint over here, this concept. Number one, Parshas was the third, showing on tikkun. Number two, his name adds up to birth. There's going to be a new birth over here. Hadas, 605. 2 years after the Mabul, look over there, I'm going to change over something from dam into cholav, into milk, which is the nursing period, the energy that the child receives from his mother to become a healthy and a good child. So all these concepts together, Hashem wanted to hint that from this child, this third, Parshas, will come out Avraham Avinu eventually. We will start the Jewish people. From him will come Moshe Rabbeinu, will give us the Torah, and that will be the world of Tikkun.